One of the things that I want us to be clear on is that this state is going to be ground zero in this election. The whole world watched the hanging chads and the vote count in 2000. And as we now see the maneuvers to undermine, Reverend Wright, the Voting Rights Act, it started again in Florida. We intend not to see the results come back wrongly, which is why we're gearing up all over this state to work with those that are in the civil rights and faith community to protect the democratic process. 3 weeks ago, National Action Network opened the Miami-Dade chapter with Bishop Victor Curry now leading it. We also have Reverend Rudy McKissick in Jacksonville. And we've opened a chapter in Orlando. And I want you to know officially that we've asked your pastor, Reverend Holmes, to organize the chapter of National Action Network here in Tallahassee, Florida. Now let me tell you what they've done. First of all, if you look at the battleground states, which include Florida, the margin of victory, no matter who you fought, is very close. If you eliminate a certain amount of voters on a bogus claim of voter ID law, which you know will eliminate tens of thousands of voters, you will tip the scale, not based on who won, but by who could vote. Look at Pennsylvania. 1.5 million people that voted in 2008 do not have the new required government photo ID to vote this year. Obama only won the state by 282,000 votes. You knock off 1.5 million, even if you get 500,000 of them ID, million voters can't vote. And it is not because of fraud. In Pennsylvania, 25 million people have voted in the last 8 years. They've only had 4 cases of fraud out of 25 million votes. I had the former Republican chairman of the Florida Republican Party on my TV show on MSNBC, Politics Nation. He said on the show that, well, when they had the meetings, we said, how do we suppress black voters? One of the ways we came up with was voter ID. This is what he said. Now, the reason why people go, well, he's in trouble. Well, when you're in trouble, you try to tell the truth. You don't try to continue lying. But one of the reasons why what he said becomes so important is look at the facts. Where's the fraud? The only fraud in the voter ID fraud is the fraud that there is some voter ID fraud. Well, Red Mal, we got to have ID. You don't go to the airport and get on plane without ID. We're not against ID. But why do we need different ID now? Let us go and vote with the same ID we voted for Bush and voted for Clinton and voted